right here, you'll find talked about consequent encroachment on this minute marker right there. The very next candlestick, I said, I like that run and grind up to 859. What was I talking about? What is it showing you here? What is the body doing? The body could not lay down on that upper quadrant. Open is not touching that. And we start running up. This is indicating that it's likely to run for relative equal highs and, excuse me, pull up into that event horizon, which is 26,711. And you'll see me mention that also. But the point is, once we got through that, I say the change in the state of delivery is this candlestick's opening price. That's what's being highlighted right here. Okay. If I'm talking about that candlestick and the change in the state of delivery was on that candlestick, this is not a change in the state of delivery down here. It's up here. And I'm talking about minor buy side levels and 26,711. All you have to do is go through those tweets, folks, and you will see absolutely there is no way, shape, or form bearish positioning was assumed at all. I started calling out PD arrays. Right after I seen this show the body say, no, I'm not going down to that quadrant. Okay, that means, okay, this is probably going to be put on the back burner for now. Okay. And then once we drop down into here, this order block, and I'm highlighting the entire range, the midpoint, watch that dash line, that's mean threshold. The body comes right just above it, but this wick, watch what happens. This wick comes right down and just touches the quadrant level right there and a tiny little tick below it, but it doesn't touch the low of the order block. If you went through my paid mentorship lecture notes and teachings on the 2016, 2017 playlist, this is a rare occurrence, but it can happen. The bodies have to stay above mean threshold. Do you see how that logic has always been there? That has always been there. The same way with a down close candle going down into a lower down close candle. This is a propulsion block. Both of these candlesticks together. A propulsion block's rules are it cannot have a body go below the mean threshold of the parent order block. Is that logic being shown here? Yes. Admittedly, this might be a little unsettling, but that's okay. Wait for it to happen. Just wait for it to happen. And then once it shows a willingness to get back up in the upper half, now these two bodies here builds a barrier from there to consequent encroachment of that wick. So in between these two price points in here, we don't want to see anything there. No wicks, no bodies. And the price needs to show a willingness to go higher from there. Watch the order of the tweets. Go in order. Okay. So after that formed, I'm confident that as long as we don't have any wicks go down below this body here, which is what? A rejection block, and the consequent encroachment of this wick. See that? From here to consequent encroachment of that. This is a PD array called a BOLO. B-O-L-O. You know what a BOLO is? You know, there's two weights with a rope, connecting the two. They swing it over their head and they throw it, and it usually entangles the legs of whoever they're throwing it at. That's what this is. Okay. New PD array. He's just giving it away. Good gracious. He's just giving it away. Isn't that right? It's mine. I can do whatever I want with it. So when you have a rejection block and a lower wick, the consequent encroachment of that, between that right there, that is a defensive PD array. It means that you're not actually trading in it. You're just observing price with it. So it's kind of like a line in the sand type thing. It's a defensive PD array. You do not want to see it touched. Treat it like a landmine, because if it goes down there, even with a wick touching it, you're probably going to get stopped out. So you can save your stop and don't get stopped out. That's how you use it. Nothing extra, nothing more. See how simple that is? Very, very simple. So right after this candlestick closed, I'm trusting that PD array. The BOLO is saying absolutely not, because if I see it trade down there, I'm going to get my legs wrapped up with that BOLO. And if I'm trying to run away for higher prices, I'm not going to be permitted to do it. I'll trip and fall. That's the logic behind it, in case you want to know what the premise was and why that name came to it. So we have me aggressively buying in here. And you can see in the recording that I posted on X, that recording shows me entering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going long in here, and look at the price fill. See it? The average price fill is consequent encroachment of the inversion fair value gap right there. Watch, see it? See that right there? Tiny little caret showing that. And then I'm adding more here. So inside this propulsion block. So it's rallying. I'm below the opening price. It rallies up and then comes right back down. And this is where I post in X and I say fill, PHIL dash dash dash, smiley face. All that was the first sign of manual intervention. But when it dropped down like that, it's going into this order block. See that? And it's inside of the inversion fair value gap. So I'm trying to time that as it did it. It was very quick when it happened, but I tapped off two of them and I'm just above average fill, above the inversion fair value gap while that little raid happened. Okay. It's not going into my BOLO, so I'm not concerned about it. It's just, I know what it was, I know what it is, and it's fine. So it runs up. I did not call out this fair value gap. Okay. So there's one discrepancy you're going to see, and I don't think that's all that big of a deal really, but it rallies up. And then finally I take partials at the low of that fair value gap right there. I take a few of them off there. I take another one right off there. And then when it gets to the high of it, you'll see me tweet that partials have been taken, and then another partial and a stop has been raised up. And I'm getting out right near the high with another partial. And you'll see me tweet that at the time date stamp. Look at the time I'm making these executions, and then the very next candle time, 10, 11 or something like that, you'll see me posting that just took that partial right there. Okay. But you knew about this fair value gap down here.